Alright, guys. It is Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020 at 4:38 p.m. Let's take a look at these headlines. More than 40 volcanoes are erupting right now, with 5 major explosions in the last 3 days. We have volcanic activity elevated these days, with 43 volcanoes currently erupting. Some are also preparing to explode. If that sounds normal for some of you, then we have at least been 5 major explosions in the last 3 days. That's a pretty high number, I would say. So we got Japan, December 2nd. Samaru volcano in Indonesia, December 1st. Volcano of Fuego, Guatemala, November 30th. Lewotolo volcano in Indonesia, November 29th. Telica volcano, Nicaragua, December 1st. Alright, so those are the major volcanoes that are erupting right now, but in total, there is over 40 volcanoes erupting at the same time right now. Alright, guys, let's take a look quickly here. More than 200 earthquakes followed the magnitude 5.1 quake near Mina, Nevada. So yesterday there was a 5.1 or 5.2 earthquake that I reported on. There have been aftershocks. This is a very shallow magnitude 5.1 earthquake rattled Nevada on December 1st. The main tremor was directly followed by a swarm, continuing now more than 220 quakes and still increasing. The quake hit at 3:32 p.m. local time at a depth of 3.1 miles or 5 kilometers, about 15.5 miles south of Mina, Nevada. So Nevada is rattling off more aftershocks. Got to keep an eye out when they do that, because you never know if they could be increase and have a larger quake, or still do more smaller aftershocks and then go quiet again. Got to keep an eye out on that for the western side of the country. Alright, next. Hundreds of drunk birds kill themselves flying into apartment block in Inner Mongolia, China. Says here hundreds of birds smash in windows mysteriously in Mongolia, China. Scientists cannot explain this strange animal behavior. Are these birds drunk? Have they been poisoned? Are people playing with weird and dangerous EMF technologies around? Hundreds of birds are indeed smashing straight into transparent glass windows before plummeting to their deaths onto concrete at the base of brick residential buildings in Batao City, Inner Mongolia. So another bird die-off happening. Alright. Next. Cuomo. 170,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine expected in New York by December 15th. It says Governor Andrew Cuomo said Wednesday that the first 170,000 cases of the COVID-19 vaccine will be available to healthcare workers and some sick residents in New York's long-term care facilities as soon as December 15th. The anticipated date is just 5 days after the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is scheduled to meet regarding Pfizer's application for emergency use authorization of its coronavirus vaccine, 3 weeks after the company filed for it. The cost to distribute the vaccines would be around $1 billion, said Cuomo, who accused the Trump administration of not helping New York with federal funding. The state's economy was crippled by COVID-19, which forced the closure of businesses, halted tourism, and killed over 34,600 people, the most of any state in the country in the early months of the pandemic. So New York is supposedly getting those vaccines. Here we have the next story. It says Britain's first country to grant Pfizer authorization for coronavirus vaccine emergency authorization. Says London, Britain on Wednesday granted emergency approval to the coronavirus vaccine from pharmaceutical giant Pfizer and their German company BioNTech, becoming the first Western country to authorize mass inoculations that could lead to an end of the pandemic. Drug regulators in Britain have a global reputation for being tough but fast, employing a system of continuous rolling review of incoming data and drug companies. But to see a potentially life-saving shot tested and approved in less than a year smashes all speed records. And that's my problem right there. I don't trust a vaccine that has been sped through to be, basically tested on the people, because it's basically being tested. the first people to get this vaccine, we don't know all the side effects yet. We don't know the long term side effects, we don't know the short term side effects because it's been sped through so quickly that they haven't had time to see what the side effects could really be. So, really, the first people getting this are going to be guinea pigs in a sense. So, pray for the people getting these vaccines. Alright, next. Coronavirus sets Texas to get 1.4 million COVID 19 vaccine doses this month. So, heads up, Texas. Heads up, New York. And heads up, UK. It says Austin, Texas. The state of Texas will be receiving 1.4 million doses of the COVID 19 vaccine from the CDC this month, according to Governor Greg Abbott. In a statement issued by the governor on Wednesday, the vaccines will be arriving the week of December 14th. They'll be distributed to providers across the state, who will then administer immunizations based on plans developed by the state's expert vaccine allocation panel. More doses may be delivered later this month, but Abbott said increased allotments are expected in January and the following months. The state of Texas is already prepared for the arrival of COVID 19 vaccine and will swiftly distribute these vaccines to Texans who voluntarily choose to be immunized. He said, as we wait the first shipment of these vaccines, we will work with communities to mitigate the spread of COVID 19. So people have to make up their minds and see if they want to take these vaccines. Alright, guys, hit like and subscribe for more news headlines. Any more stories pop up that I find interesting, I'll make a video about it. If any more earthquakes or anything else pops off, I'll make a video about it. Alright, guys, hit like and subscribe for more news and more videos, and see you guys next time. God bless.